We're doing it again, and you don't want to miss out. Stick around, and we'll get right to it. Hey, welcome back, guys. Jason, KM4ACK. Once again, for Hamcation, the Daytona Beach Amateur Radio Association is going to be running an APRS Day Out event. Now, what exactly is an APRS Day Out event? Well, it's the brainchild of Bob Bruniga. Before he became a silent key, he envisioned a way to create an ad hoc network whenever you were supporting larger events or maybe even a disaster. And it's a way to cut out all of the noise that normally happens on the APRS frequency and solely focus on what's going on at that event or during the disaster. So that means we need to be using a radio frequency other than 144.390. For this particular event, we're going to be using 147.585. And we encourage all of you that are coming to Hamcation to reconfigure your radio so you can join in the APRS Day Out as well. Now I'm going to leave a link down in the description below with all of the details. But in addition to that, we're going to go through several different radios and show you exactly how to set that up. We'll be doing it on the D75, on the Yaesu FT5, on the UV Pro radio, which should be very, very similar to the VGC, and I'm even going to show you how to do it in the APRS Droid app. So let's go ahead and jump over to the bench and let me show you how to configure each of those radios. All right, first up, let's take a look at how to program this on the D75. First thing we want to do is get the correct frequency programmed in, so that's 147.585. Once we've got that, let's go ahead and make sure right up here, I've got mine set in KISS 12 at this particular moment. We want to make sure that we've got APRS setting right there, and if you want to be sure that you turn on your beacon, I'm pressing number 6 on the keyboard, and that turns on the beacon setting. Now I'm going to turn it off for the duration of this video, but you do want to make sure that that is set to beacon, and you will want to turn on your GPS so that your location can be known and sent out for that beacon. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the specific APRS settings that we need to change for this. So we'll go to menu, and let's come into the APRS menu settings. Let's go up to the basic setting, which is the very first one in the list. Let's click into that. And this is, of course, your call sign, the icon that you want to use, whatever comment you want, your status text, and then we come down to packet path, and that is set to new -N. Let's go ahead and click into that, and you'll see currently that I am on wide 1121, and you see this little black thing up at the top that says use. That tells the radio to use this particular packet. Now I always have a little trouble navigating this section because I can't remember if it's up and down or left and right. It wasn't left and right, so it must be up and down. I'm going to move to another one so we've got others 3, we've got others 2, and we've got others 1. Now you can see that I've already got temp 11 entered in, and this is the one that we want to use. If you don't have this on one of yours, go to one of the others, then click to the right. That brings you into this. You can press enter, and you can edit this so that it reads temp 11. Once you've got that taken care of, then what you want to do is click the back until we get to this others 1 highlighted again, and we're going to use the soft key that says use this path. Now we can go ahead and just back all the way out of the menu, and this is now ready to run on that temp 11 path on the 147.585 frequency that we will be using for the day out. Now let's take a look at doing the same thing on the Yaesu FT5. So I'm going to touch and get into this side of the radio. I'm going to press and hold so it will let me change the frequency. So we'll just go to that 147.585 again, and that takes care of that. You'll notice A12 is flashing right there. That indicates that I'm using the 1200 baud modem for APRS. However, there should be a circle right beside that, just to the left, that I'm not seeing. So that tells me that I've got beaconing turned off on this radio. Notice also right up at the top that I've got the GPS icon right there. So that tells me that the GPS has a lock. If it's flashing, then it doesn't have a lock yet. But let's go ahead. We'll turn on the beaconing and we'll go ahead and set the correct path in this radio. So I'm going to press and hold the F menu key. That brings me into this. You can touch on APRS or you can highlight it and select the F menu again. That's going to bring us into the APRS settings. Once you're in the APRS settings, let's come down to option number 16. We'll go into that and then we will change that one to be smart beaconing. Smart beaconing, in case you don't know, just changes how often your radio beacons based on your speed of travel. So we'll leave that one set there. We'll go ahead and go back out. Now we need to fix that path. Come down to menu item 18, that's the DigiPath. Let's go ahead and go into that, and you're going to see 8 different options here that we can possibly use. Let's take a look at what I've got set in 3 right here, and I've got wide 1.1, wide 2.1, which is the typical one that I want to use. Let's go ahead and move down to, say, option 8. And let's go ahead and go into that, and we're going to need to fill in that address. So highlight one of those and highlight address 1 and press the F menu, and now we need to type in that temp 1-1. Once you've got that entered in, go ahead and click the back button, and then we'll click back one more time. We've got option 8 highlighted. So it will use the temp 1-1 path when you beacon. Now, when I return home, it's easy enough just to roll back to option 3 and select it so that I'm back to the normal APRS path when I get home. But for now, we're going to leave that on P8 because I know that that is that temp 1.1 that we need for the APRS Day Out. On the BTEC UV Pro, you can use the app to tell it to beacon on a specific frequency. We can also set that right here in the radio. We're going to be doing it on the radio today. So once we come into the menu, let's go ahead and scroll down to our general settings. Once we get to the general settings, I'm going to click the green button and let's go into APRS settings. Once we click in here, we've got our call sign again, but we need to change this path. So let's highlight it, click the green button to go into it, and you'll see that currently I'm using wide 1.1, 2.1. For this one, we're going to have to come all the way to the bottom and use a custom path to get this set correctly. Once you get to here, go ahead and click that green button to go in, and we'll just have to take all of this out. And now I'm going to enter that temp 1.1 path right here. Once you've got temp 1.1 entered in, just go ahead and press OK, and that will set you to temp 1.1. Now come down to your digital mode settings. Let's press the green button to go into there, and we're going to come down to the digital channel. And we can choose a specific channel here, or we can tell it to beacon on the current channel. So we'll go ahead and set this to current, and then we just need to enter that 147.585 on our APRS band for this radio. Now, if you're like me and you plan to run APRS Droid to control your radio, let's take a quick peek at the settings inside of APRS Droid. Let's come up to the 3 dots right up here in the top right, and then let's choose Preferences. Next, let's click on the APRS DigiPath to bring us into this. We will simply clear all of this out, and let's go ahead and type in that temp 1-1. Press OK, and you are ready to go. So making the changes in APRS Droid is super quick and easy. And the reason I plan to run APRS Droid is because I expect a lot of messages to be flying back and forth, and this makes it much easier for me to respond to those messages. So now that you've got your radios reconfigured for the APRS Day Out event, you'll be able to easily locate where I am and many of the other YouTubers are going to be running on the Day Out event as well, or Day Out frequency as well. In addition, we encourage you to send out your very own group message over APRS. Just address your message to CQ and then put something down there in the body of that message. When you do that, that one message is going to go out to everybody that's on the Day Out frequency. And they'll know exactly who sent it as soon as it comes in on their radio, and they'll be able to reply directly to you. I'm looking forward to seeing many of you down there and experimenting with APRS during the whole Hamcation weekend. If you found today's information helpful, be sure to give us a thumbs up before you head off. We will see you guys on the next one. Until then, 7-3.